never had to invest. Hey, what's going on? It's the Big Rig Bull Texas Truck Accident Lawyer Reshard Alexander here on a Tuesday morning. Look, go ahead and hit that red subscribe button for me. Hit it. So today we're going to get into working like we always do right about this time. I have to get this settlement demand out like not today, but by the end of the week. So I'm gonna focus on that today. On another note, I talked about working out yesterday. I think the thing for me is that I have to really cut down on my calorie intake. I'm just being greedy, to be quite honest with you. I mean, you know, I eat way more than I probably should, and I think that if I ate a little less, then, you know, I mean, that would stabilize my weight. But I can't believe I'm talking about that. I've been skinny all my life for the most part, and now I'm talking about weight, whatever. So, you know, I wanted to get another Vietnamese iced coffee today, so I went to Burger King and got a vanilla iced coffee. But I mean, this thing looks more like syrup than it does actual coffee. Well, I don't even really need coffee like that to be energized in the morning, because I'm raring to go, ready to go. You know what I mean? Everyone always says you need to drink more water. Everyone needs to drink more water. You need to drink water. So, water it is. You know, water it is. And, you know, I had to bring some kombucha. I got 2 kombuchas. So I'm going to put these in the refrigerator real quick. It looks like both of them are hibiscus sangria. And for lunch, believe it or not, for lunch, I'm going to be having sardines with no pork and beans. Yeah, believe it or not. Yeah, sardines, man. They're supposed to be really healthy for you. Sardines are actually really healthy for you. And it's a way for me just to work throughout the day, so I don't have to stop for no bull crap. But I'm gonna eat like 2 packs of these things, and then I'm gonna throw the can outside somewhere, like in the trash out there, so my office doesn't smell like sardines. And last but not least, I have a smorgasbord of fruit. Looks like 2 apples, a lemon, some I think they're not apricots, but they're something else, like a hybrid. And then I have a kiwi in here and like 2 peaches. So yeah, I'm gonna eat all this stuff. Well, not gonna eat all of it. I'm gonna try, like I said, I'm trying to cut back. I got some nuts and stuff sitting over here. I'm gonna try to cut back though on my caloric intake. I'm just gonna try to moderate myself and eat very small meals throughout the day. Yeah, so you know, I've been thinking about getting in shape, or getting back in shape, for quite some time actually. At least a few months. And one thing that I'm doing, besides, you know, I need to regulate how many calories I'm taking in. I'm also gonna start doing yoga. Yeah, man, yoga, man. Because it's just good, you know what I mean? It's like meditation, and it clears your mind and stuff like that. So I got this yoga mat for like $10 at Marshall's. I'm gonna get a yoga video. Play it on it. I can play it on the video. I mean, I can play it on the television back here during lunch, or like early in the morning if I get here early enough. You know, just do a few stretches and, you know, meditate. You know what I mean? So I'm liking that. I'm gonna do that. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's the Big Rig Bull Texas Truck Accident Lawyer Reshard Alexander here again on a I believe it's a Wednesday. I'm not even sure. I get the dates mixed up. But we are on episode 51 of Texas Truck Accident Law, and we are talking about part 2 of On the Road with Hazardous Materials. This is the final episode or final snippet for this particular part of this topic. But what we are essentially talking about is what you need to examine if you are dealing with a hazmat or hazardous materials truck wreck case nationally or in the state of Texas or locally in the city of Houston. So without further ado, let's get started. Now, generally speaking, commercial motor vehicles are supposed to carry warning devices in them. I've talked about this in one of the previous vlogs. If you are wondering exactly what they are supposed to carry, you can reference that past vlog. But commercial motor vehicles must be equipped with emergency warning devices such as reflective triangles, red lanterns, fuses, and liquid burning fuses. But when a hazardous materials truck is marked and placarded to transport divisions 1.1 through 1.3 explosives or cargo tanks for division 2.1, which is flammable gas, or class 3 flammable liquid materials, they may not carry any type of liquid burning fuse or flame, anything of that nature. And this is not just if those particular hazardous materials are loaded into those tanks at that particular time. Even if those trucks are empty, they are not supposed to carry warning devices that, like I said, have some type of flame or liquid burning fuse attached to them. Obviously, it's common sense. I mean, just because a cargo tank is empty does not mean that it could not still have residue remaining from that hazardous materials transport that could cause the vehicle to explode and further damage people and things, property around that particular commercial motor vehicle. When we're talking about tire checks, so for the most part, an examination of each tire on the vehicle at the beginning of each trip and each time the vehicle is parked, okay? If there are defects in tires, they are supposed to be repaired and replaced immediately. And the same thing is true if the professional truck driver discovers that one of the tires is a hot tire, okay? When it comes to texting or phoning, texting and phoning is regulated by 42 CFR 73. For the most part, they cannot, you must not engage in, allow, or require texting or use of a handheld mobile telephone while driving. A hazardous materials professional truck driver cannot use the phone or text while he or she is in the commission of performing a safety sensitive function, and that would be driving the commercial motor vehicle. Smoking. There is no smoking around hazardous materials, okay? If a truck driver is going to smoke, they cannot be within 25 feet of a class 1 explosive, a class 5 oxidizer, flammable materials classified as division 2.1, class 3, division 4.1 and 4.2, or any empty tank vehicle used to transport class 3 flammable liquids or division 2.1 flammable gas. So let's just go ahead and say that you shouldn't smoke around hazardous materials, period. I mean, it's just a bad idea, and you can wait. That nicotine fix isn't that important. When it comes to fires, so generally speaking, a commercial motor vehicle that is marked and placarded to transport hazardous materials should not drive near open fires. Okay, it's just a very bad idea, and it should be avoided at all times if possible. When it comes to parking, you shouldn't park. You must not park within 300 feet of an open fire if you have a hazardous material. or you're transporting hazardous materials. When it comes to the fire extinguisher, I already covered the fire extinguisher in a previous vlog, but it has fire extinguishers dealing with these matters have underwriters, laboratories, or UL ratings. And so for this particular type of situation, a hazardous materials truck must have a fire extinguisher on it, securely mounted, filled, and readily accessible for use of at least 10 BC or more. When it comes to the vehicle maintenance of a hazardous materials transportation vehicle, there can be no use of heat, spark, or flame producing devices to repair or maintain the cargo or fuel containment system of a motor vehicle that is required to be placarded other than combustible. Okay, and when I say containment system, what I mean is the containment system is basically the components intended to physically contain the cargo or the fuel during the loading or filling, transport, or unloading of the materials. Okay, moving right along, we are on the last leg of the part 2. Damaged packages. All right, so we're talking about damaged packages. We're talking about leaking packages. We're talking about unsecured packages that are, they're damaged. They're leaking. It's not a good situation. Okay, if a truck driver, professional truck driver, deals with a situation where they are dealing with a hazardous material and it is a leaking package or a leaking container, they can send the package through a salvage drum, forwarded to its destination. But they can only do that if it is, number one, if it is safe for transportation or safe for transport. 2, if it is the repair of the package is adequate to prevent contamination of other lading or hazardous or prevent a hazardous mixture of other lading. Meaning, this package will not somehow mix in with other hazardous materials to combine and form some mixture that we don't know what will happen with it if they do mix. Okay, so the repair has to be really well done. It has to actually seal it up. The third thing is, if the carrier is not the shipper, the consignee's name and address must be plainly marked on the repaired package. Okay, if it's unsafe to transport that product, then you're going to need to store that the hazardous material in the safest and most expeditious manner possible. Okay. The last thing is incident reporting. Probably one of the most important things, incident reporting. Okay, so you have to report in writing to the Department of Transportation by the person who's in physical possession of the hazardous material. Usually that's going to be the carrier. They're going to have to report to the DOT in writing. Okay, just want to reiterate that. Now, the writing can be either a written or electronic report, but it's going to be on Form F5800.1, and that's the hazardous materials incident report. And it has to be done within 30 days of the actual discovery of this leak or this situation. Okay. Now, there are some situations that call for an immediate response to the leakage of a hazardous material. Okay, and if this happens, if one of these things happens, then no later than 12 hours after the incident to the National Response Center, someone must be called or identified. And this would happen when a person has been killed, someone receives an injury requiring hospitalization, there's been some type of general public evacuation that lasts for 1 hour or more. There's been a major transportation artery or facility that's been closed for 1 hour or more. There's been some type of operational flight pattern or routine of an aircraft has been altered as a result of this leakage. If it involves some type of radioactive material, if it involves some type of infectious substance, if it is a marine pollutant, which is 119 gallons if it's a liquid, or 882 pounds if it is a solid. Now that's the minimum amount. So 119 for gallons for liquids, 882 pounds if it is a solid. If there is some type of battery or battery powered device that's capable of explosion that is leaking, that has to be reported. And the final thing is like kind of a miscellaneous catch-all. If the person who is in charge of the hazardous material believes that the situation warrants it, then they may do so as well. Okay, so this is the Big Rig Bull, Texas truck accident lawyer Reshard Alexander signing out today. Hoping you have a blessed day, and I will see you later. Take it easy.
Köpfe gepackt und noch paar Sachen dazu. Sind auf der Straße, Musik dazu. Sagst plötzlich wohin, nur was wollen wir tun? Ich sag, wir sind auf der Straße, hör Musik dazu und hör Musik dazu. Und hör Musik dazu. Und hör Musik dazu. Nacht wird, dann halten wir an, machen ein Lagerfeuer und spüren entspannt. Du sagst, wir sind auf der Straße, was werden wir tun? Ich sag, wir sind auf der Straße, hör Musik dazu und hör Musik dazu.